What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Today I'm going to show you how to do it like the best Virginian. That was ambiguous. I am going to show you how to edit videos like the best Virginian. Normally I do West Virginia history and travel videos, but there have been a few of you that have showed interest in learning how to edit video. And honestly, I kind of just assumed everyone already knew how to do that. For some reason, I always just assume I'm the dumbest person in any group, even on the internet. So first of all, why should you learn some of the basics of video editing? Have you ever seen how much a wedding video costs? But no, seriously, like, I've never known anyone that after how long it takes to get and how much it costs and what they get in return, like 99% of people could throw together something in an afternoon that would be good enough to share with friends and family that couldn't make it. Honestly, if I didn't have crippling social anxiety, I'd probably quit this and just start recording weddings, because that's where the real money actually is. Same goes for like graduations, vacations. If you have a hobby and want to show people, whatever it is that you do, I don't know, like taxidermy rodents, or making smaller buildings, replicas of buildings out of stolen rubble of said buildings, you know who you are. You know that I know who you are. Look, just start out with some pictures of the supplies you're going to use, record it, time lapse it, show what the final product is, and then share that to social media to try and convince your friends and family that you're not a complete weirdo. Actually, I did record a wedding one time. That was, let's say you want to advertise for your business or restaurant, but you don't want to be one of those, like, third quarter of a big football game local ads, like the super cringy local ads. Just take some pictures of your food, do a quick video of your facility, and then go on to a place like Fiverr and actually pay a voice actor to read your script. Even better, you could pay a writer to write you a script and then just send that to the voice actor. Now, before you get started, you're going to need to figure out what software you actually want to use. The vast majority of people are going to start out on open source software. The most commonly used ones are Audacity for sound capturing and editing, GIMP for photo editing, and lastly, Shotcut that we're going to talk about today. It's a video editor that I've used for everything I've ever made. Honestly, just do your research. All programs have pros and cons, and most programs do include tutorials right on the same site you get them from. Really good, really thorough, which, why would you be watching this when there's other people that have made much better things? Also, OBS, I know it's mostly used by streamers, but it's a really, really good compiler to get everything of yours, your cameras and your audio and things like that, all synced up. It's a really, really good resource. So the very first thing you're going to want to do anytime you start a project is you're going to want to pull all the files that you might need. If there's any chance that you're going to need it, you need to pull it and save it locally. So pull it from your memory cards, from your flash drives, whatever, and store it locally on the computer you're going to use to edit the video on. Now, there's several reasons for this. If you don't, you may accidentally overwrite your original files, which basically means those original files are going to be permanently replaced with the edited versions of them, and those originals will basically be lost forever. Also, if for any reason the file reference numbers change, so the video will basically apply reference numbers to different files and images and videos and stuff like that. And if for any reason the file reference changes, if the editor knows at this point in the video it's supposed to use, image 776, and for some reason the memory card has renamed it, 542, it won't be able to reference it. It won't know what to pull. So you're basically just going to have a big blank chunk right in the middle of your video. And really, the only tools I use are clipping, filters, and keyframes, and speed augmentation. That's literally all I know how to do. If you've ever watched any of my videos, those are the three things that make up the entirety of my projects. So the first thing you're going to want to do is over here, you're going to have all of your files on your playlist. Basically, you just drag and drop from the original file backup saved locally. You just drag and drop everything over onto this side here. This is basically going to be a follow-up to my cemetery tourism video. This is going to be a second cemetery tourism video because my first one did surprisingly well. So once you have everything drag and dropped into here, then you're gonna want to move them down onto your timeline down here. As you can see, this video is upside down. It's super dark, and I'm not going to want to use this whole chunk. It's a 4-minute plus video. So the first thing I'm going to want to do is I'm going to want to clip that down. So I'll start like right around here and right click and then split at playhead. So what it's going to do is it's going to clip that into 2 sections. You have this part over here, you have this part over here. Just learning how to clip is going to greatly increase the production value of your videos. I know we've all seen videos where the first 5, 6, 15 seconds is someone fidgeting with the camera turned on, make sure everything looks good, and then the last 15, 20 seconds is just them turning off their camera. Nothing takes me out of a video more than people doing that. It kind of drives me nuts, and I lose my interest super quickly. The other thing I feel like we should talk about here is mid-calf white tube socks have never looked good on anyone. If you know, you know. So once you have this clipped here, basically all you do is you right click and you can either remove it or you can hit cut, and that it will slide this entire thing back to the beginning of your timeline. Now the next thing you're going to want to do is some stuff with filters. So you're basically just going to click on it, go to the filters tab, and you hit the little plus sign. First thing we need to do is we need to rotate this whole thing. So you basically go down to size, position, rotate. And you just click right here and you spin the whole thing 180 degrees. So now it's the right way up. There's a lot more you can do from here. You can mess with the zoom if you want to like blow it up for some reason. Actually, I'll do like 110%. The next thing we're going to do is we're actually going to brighten it up a little bit. So again, you just go to this tab and brightness, and you just bring it up a little bit. Now, the next thing I generally do when I'm working on a project like this is I'll do a lot of speed augmentation, especially in time lapses like this. Things are basically just going on in the background while I'm talking about something. And the easiest way to do that is you just click on it, you go to properties, and right here you'll have your speed. Basically right now it's at speed 1. It's basically playing at the same speed it was recorded. There's 2 ways to go about this. If you want to slow it down, you can just put in like 0.7, and it will actually, as you can see, it took it from 40 seconds long all the way over to a minute plus long. So now it's slower. You can also, if you want to speed it up, you just do the exact opposite. So instead of 0.7, you can change that to 1.8. I do this a lot whenever I do like nature time lapses. So like if I'm at somewhere that has waterfalls, I'll take a clip of I'll take a video. I'll take it from 1 speed to like 75% speed to really slow it down. Or if I want to take like a 3-4 minute time lapse and condense it down to like 45 seconds. Get some of the clouds moving, and maybe if it's there's some traffic or something, get some of it. There's a lot of ways just simple speed augmentation can really make a short video more dynamic. And yeah, it's just a really simple tool to use. The other thing I do a lot of is filters on images. So one of the filters I like using a lot is another filter I use a lot is the size, position, and rotate. Basically, first thing I do, because my camera saves images like this, I'm going to have to go here to zoom. And in order just to get it to fit the entire thing, I'm going to change it to 120%. And as you can see, now it fills in the entire window. Let's have some fun with this. Let's do, I don't know, 220. There we go. So as you can see, it's super zoomed in right now. And an effect I generally like to do is that then you go here to keyframes, but you want to make sure that your line here is at the very beginning of the picture. So if you have to, skip to the end and then come back. Because once you hit keyframe, it will base everything you set off of where that line is on that picture. So you just click keyframe. Now, the way to think about this, basically what it's going to do is, however I adjust it at the end here, it's basically going to steadily go from the first image to the second image at the end. So if I choose to go from 200 to 150, what it's going to do is it's going to zoom out. Okay, it's slowly going to zoom out. Or if I do the opposite, $150, and then at the end be at 220, it's going to be the opposite. It's going to slowly zoom in. And again, there's a lot of interesting effects you can get with this. One of my favorite things to do is if I'm doing like a big landscape, for example. Actually, let me find some examples here. 1 second. Here's an image I took at Seneca Rock. So if I want to show how big something is, how large something is, basically what a good technique to do is, let's do, I don't know, 280. There we go. Okay, and then you hit keyframe, and then we're going to zoom out to, let's see, at the end of that, let's bring that out to 150. Maybe still not enough. Oh, okay, 125. See, as it zooms out, you get a better idea of just how large something is. And you can do the exact opposite to show, how small an object is. The other way you can use this tool, as you can see, as I move this around, it will actually change where the image is at any given point, right? So another technique you can use is, let's change it to 180. You can actually use it to like pan around the image. So you change to the end. Let's make it 165 at the end. So then when you hit play, basically it slowly pans up, which is another, tool I use all the time when I'm doing, videos. And there's other ways, you can go about doing this. Other ways you can, mash filters together. Let's go back to the timeline. Let's go back to, Zackwell. Let's do 220 and keyframes 130. So as you can see, this is another real gradual zoom in. But if you, let's say, stack a blur on it, and let's start out, you click to the end, and then you bring that all the way back. As you zoom in, as you get closer, the image actually becomes clearer. Just messing around with the filters, using what you like, you can enhance a video far beyond just pictures. You can actually use your images to tell stories, to give scale, to almost give a whole different storytelling element to still images. So like I said before, how you can basically use filters to make video and images more dramatic. Here is a video I took at Fort Borman State Park right outside of Parkersburg. First thing we're going to do is we're going to brighten it up. So we go back to filters and we go to brightness. And let's just make that... there we go, 130. Let's condense it down. So we'll go to properties and we'll set it to, 4 times speed. So that condensed it down to 1:40. Let's go, 6. Okay, now it's like a minute long. Oh no, did it? Oh no, there it goes. So now you can see stuff moving, much faster in the background. And you know what? Let's put some zoom on it. So let's go back to filters. Let's go to size and position. Where does that boat end up? Oh no. Okay, well, I'm gonna have to trim it a little bit. Alright, let's cut the end off of it. Timeline. Split. Cut. Okay. And then you go back to the beginning. Alright, let's go and... Oh, already had it. So where's the boat at the very end? Okay, right there. Oh no! Oh no, it might crash on me. It might crash on me. Please don't crash on me. It crashed on me. All we're going to do is we're going to go to size and position, keyframes, and let's go to the end, see where the boat is. So let's zoom in a little bit. There at the end, Okay. And then just adjust it so the boat's really kind of the center point. And let's see how that looks. Now, obviously, that's not the speed it's actually going to be exported at. That is basically it's having to render it as it plays it, so that's why it's so choppy as it goes. Whenever you're done with your project, essentially all you're going to do is come down here to export, go to export file, and then it will just, ask you where you want to save it. You just give it a name, save, and then over here you'll see how it is converting it, and will gradually go up until it is finally completely converted, and then it'll be ready for you to upload, put wherever you want, social media, burn to a DVD to show to friends, whatever. So I hope you learned something today. Again, there's really nothing super fancy or overcomplicated with anything I do with my channel, with my videos, whatever. If you'd like to see me go into more detail with like how I do audio and stacking things and whatnot, show this video some love, leave a like, share it. If you create anything with what you've learned from this video, definitely feel free to share that with me on social media. I love seeing what you guys do in your travels. I love seeing what you guys, what projects you guys get into, and I would definitely love to see any of you that decide to give video editing a shot, what you do with those videos. So until next time, don't forget to stay wild, stay wonderful, and I'll talk to you later.